No.
We are ready. Yes, we are. Sunrise Extra on a Wednesday.
I said
Happy
no.
Veganuary, everyone, on this 8th day of a lot of people trying to go vegan, trying to go dry, no alcohol in January. So
well, January is no fun.
Jeez, I always hated January.
January,
now
no
I
fun.
despise it.
We want to know, could you go vegan for a whole month? What about a week?
I always think that I could do anything I put my mind to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly. I mean, within reason, of course, but this is something I'm pretty sure I could do it, but it would take an effort because I've never led anything close to a vegan lifestyle. So right now our refrigerator is not set up for a vegan.
Absolutely. I live with a vegan.
Right.
My daughter's vegan, so that's kind of us all the time. Love the food. It does take some planning, but Portland is amazing, and grocery stores have so many things now that it's not as hard as you would think.
I've had, well, the Sizzle Pie was a place we mentioned earlier in the show about restaurants that are featuring vegan options. What's the pizza place that only does vegan? Do you know what I'm talking about?
You're the one who introduced me to it. No, it's over in Southeast.
It was 3 years ago that I was there.
What is it called?
Fact of the matter is, and it will come to one of us, I'm sure. I'll say this much right now. It was fantastic. And I went to that segment that morning. I believe you were still with Russ Lewis doing the show, you and Russ.
Yeah, a long time ago.
And I remember going like thinking, geez, this one's actually going to be tough because I'm not going to like this pizza. Like I convinced myself that I wouldn't like it. I never had vegan pizza. And I even thinking in my head like, geez, how am I going to react? Because I don't want to, you know, come across like I love it if I don't.
You don't want to trash their business.
But I don't want to insult the gentleman either. And I was so relieved.
Virtuous pie. That's right.
Bam!
Thank you, Nina.
Thank you. I was so, like, it was relief. When I bit into that pizza on TV, I was like, oh my gosh, it's good.
Thank God it's good.
It's actually good, and I can say it honestly. It was just really well done. It was a great pizza.
Absolutely. So it's a different kind of crust, right?
Yes.
Because there's no
But it didn't come across as...
no eggs.
It didn't come across as different.
Real cheese.
No cheese, right.
It was a thin crust, which I actually like. That was a good deal. I can't remember everything that was on this particular vegan pie, but my takeaway was this guy's doing a great job. And then I had a few of his other options, and they were all fantastic. So I changed my views that morning on what vegan can be.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's I don't know, it's a kind of mind-expanding, palate-expanding experience. And it really is, again, when you stop eating certain things, I do think that your taste buds get a little heightened.
Okay.
Right? You're like, oh, wow, flavors, and I like to cook. You have to like to cook, I think, if you want vegan food, right?
Well, you know, Rob was saying earlier, you know, you tend to get more creative probably when you take on this vegan diet because you have to be creative. Some of the traditional foods that we're so used to growing up no longer available to us in this diet.
So during the month of January, there are like 10 Portland restaurants that are offering vegan options that you can check out. There's a list of some of them: Sizzle Pie, Cantina Chica, Karina's Bakery, Nectar Cafe, and Karaoke Bowl. We've also got like the full list of all 10 on our website. But yum. I don't know. I think I could absolutely do it easily. I don't eat that much red meat anyway.
But what have you kind of changed, like swapped out? No more milk in the house? Do you keep cheese still? Like, what have you really drastically changed?
Well, you know what? I don't drastically change anything. I was kind of doing keto, so I'm on a completely different thing than my daughter now. But we do a lot of cheeses that are cashew-based, and they're delicious. It's almost like a spread. They've got, you know, cheddar and sriracha and all these different cheeses. We do like cashew milk and coconut milk and almond milk, and I would do soy milk, so that's also something. I don't drink a lot of just dairy like by the glass. I use it in recipes. The thing that you wanted me to make perhaps was my avocado chocolate mousse, and it has no dairy in it, no cream, nothing, and the avocado gives it a really creamy, yummy texture, and you use just like
cocoa powder?
Exactly.
Or something? Okay.
It's delicious.
It's a mousse, so it's like a dessert?
It's like chocolate mousse.
It's not a dip.
Have you not had chocolate mousse?
Oh yeah, I have.
Oh, okay.
When I heard you guys talking about this earlier, for some reason it registered in my head as a dip. Like I thought you said something about
like
chocolate avocado.
Yeah, when you hear avocado.
But this is a dessert. Got it.
Camera J, follow me over here because I love people's comments. So I posted this morning, could you go vegan for a month? And people's comments are awesome. We've gotten 75 so far of them. When I try to make a salad, I messed up again. I made a mistake. Let's see. Bill says, I've been vegan for 14 years. It's the best thing I've done. It's changed my life. Taylor, I've been vegan for 2 years, gave birth to a healthy baby. Vegetables and fruit are full of life. We are loving the benefits. Brittany, yes, I've been vegan for 20 years. It's even easier today than it was then, I bet. Cindy, another vegan for 8 years, fighting cancer. Let's see. Renee, nope, 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 unless a vegan chef wants to come cook for me. Carrie says she went 6 months being vegan and lost 50 pounds.
Wow.
That's awesome. A lot of people like Michael watching documentaries, the Game Changers, really helped me jumpstart this kind of lifestyle change. Trevor says he's vegetarian, yes, but vegan, no. I need cheese that actually melts and Hershey's milk chocolate. I'm with you, Trevor. Daxon says, I make my vegetables tasty and savory by feeding them to cows. Wow, very funny. I like that. That's funny. Brian says, no, it would be exhausting. Can you imagine having to tell everyone you meet about your diet even when they didn't ask? Ha ha, the classic vegan joke. Okay. There's another picture of steak. Nope, I'm a carnivore through and through. I could, but I don't want to. What about you? You just made some great meatballs, Drew, the other night.
They were
You were
all meat,
eating
too.
This man at 4 a.m. this morning had brought oven-warmed pot roast.
Oh, wow.
He warmed it in the oven before he left for work
I really
today.
don't like to use the microwave to heat up food.
Absolutely. It's tough.
Right. So I'm thinking to myself, you guys were all talking about bringing your lunches today, and so I go.
Good for you.
Yes.
I just kind of
You
realized.
inspired me.
Good. Leftover.
So we had leftovers. It was actually the leftovers from the left. Originally, there was a pot roast in our house. So I know my mother-in-law brought a pot roast over in a crock pot, and we had like pot roast and potatoes and carrots on Sunday. And then that became a shepherd's pie sort of creation for my wife last night. It was kind of more green beans, carrots with the leftover pot roast, and she had some sweet potatoes that she kind of put on top of it. And then we kind of got through most of that, and there was just a little bit left, one portion size.
Good.
It's in the fridge, but I'm thinking, you know what? I don't want to heat this up in the microwave at work. So I put it in the oven for 30 minutes while I was getting ready on 300. May have overcooked it a little bit. But anyways, I brought it in, but I felt like I can't wait. I had to eat it right away. So
He was eating the pot roast at 4 a.m. at our desk.
You've been
And
up
I
for
was
a
like,
couple
what is
hours
that
by then.
I
You feel
warm
good,
food
don't
smell?
you?
I felt good throughout the show.
Yeah.
I felt like I had the fuel needed to get through the
Absolutely.
show.
Yeah.
But I
Some good
also
protein.
feel like I would probably benefit from a vegan diet, or
Less
something has to
meat.
change.
I just made Thai peanut meatballs with chickpeas that you blend up in the Cuisinart, and it's got all different kinds of spices and garlic chili sauce, and
I
then
would
you
like
fold
that.
them, and then you fold them.
Like garnish
you
wraps or
roll them into
something?
little
Yeah.
balls, and then you bake them, and they're delicious.
I eat meat all the time. We do. I mean, we're just a meat-eating family. My wife actually really enjoys a steak, more so than I do even. But I think I'm more of a flavor guy than I'm a meat guy.
Yep.
So it's like I like to eat meat. I love cheeseburgers, but then I like, what are you going to put on that cheeseburger to make it even better? And to me, that's not really loving the burger.
Bacon, by the way.
Well, bacon helps.
The answer is
Bacon helps. So, yeah, I think I would, like what you just described, those meatballs that don't have meat in them, I'd be all over that.
yeah, no, they're good.
Make them for me, please, would you?
Make a bunch of stuff and bring them in.
But I think, the experts, we ran a story about this this morning, and it said, don't just jump into all of a sudden doing a whole month of doing it. Like, try going vegetarian for a few days, because you don't realize how much stuff that if you're trying to actually really go vegan and not eat any animal products, like candy and honey you're not supposed to eat if there's honey in anything.
Right.
It's
I know.
made
I'm like, come on, we don't treat the bees that bad, do we?
Well, I feel like the honey,
you're right, you go
honey
100% vegan.
makers are actually saving the bee population. Yes, a few may die from the smoke or whatever.
No, I know what you're saying.
they
It
use,
is.
But yeah, there's
They're-
so many products. So they said, do a meatless Monday or try a few days a week going vegetarian, see how that
Right.
goes.
Yeah, to go from 0 to
it'd be
60 would be very
impossible. It'd be so
difficult.
hard.
Like I said before, my refrigerator is not currently set up to support a vegan lifestyle.
No
I
way.
think we probably go through more eggs than any family I know. We just eat so many eggs. And again,
I do like
I don't know.
You guys used to have chickens.
Yeah,
Not anymore.
not anymore.
You know, the only thing I have to say about the vegan, if you're not going to be cooking and kind of starting with a lot of scratch things, woo, those products are expensive.
I was gonna ask you
I
that,
can
yeah.
do a whole shop for everybody else in the household and come away with, a little over $100. I can get one bag of a few things, and it's like $75 at New Seasons. I was like,
Yeah.
ooh.
Because you
You're going
mentioned
into
expensive.
cheeses for starters.
Yeah, but
Well,
to get
that's
a lot of
have to
vegan
go.
things and those products,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
every store
specialty
stocks.
No, that's true.
You said you just
expensive.
made something for your daughter that involved it was like a cheese maybe, but it wasn't like a dairy cheese. It was some kind of other.
Cashew.
So is that expensive?
Yes, it is.
Yes, I figured
I
so.
think there's a brand called Miyoko's, and you can get like a wheel of cashew cheese at the grocery store. And we kind of splurged for, the new year, so she could also have the cheese tray. And it was like $10 for a
like
little.
It's not like a car wheel either. It's like
No, yeah, so
Hot Wheel wheel.
it is more expensive.
Yeah. Hey, we are watching your comments as you guys chat with us live. We are watching you on YouTube. Hi, J.R. Raven. She's one of our great YouTube viewers. Good morning, KGW. She was veggie for 5 years, but the minute I gave into a cheeseburger, it was all down here from there. I did lose 150 pounds.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Good
That
for
is so
you.
awesome. Right now, I do 80% veggies and 20% of whatever I want.
That's a good mix. I would say that's a healthy mix,
Great.
right?
Yeah, no
Good
kidding.
for you. Good morning.
Rod, could you ever do it? Go a week without
Well, it's
meat?
all in how you answer the question. I
Yes.
could do a lot of things. Sure, I could. Would I? Because I have no desire to? No, I would not. But if you phrase the question, could, well, yeah. I guess we
Tell
should.
me
Come on, it's not
about-
like I'm building a
Would you
rocket ship
ever?
to go to the moon. I could do
Tell
it.
them about what you told me. Your mother-in-law is vegetarian, so you guys actually eat.
Yeah, I talk a lot about meat for fun on the show because I'm from Iowa farm country originally, but Grandma and Grandpa Kim, they're vegetarian. They both love salmon. They eat fish, but otherwise it's a Korean vegetarian diet, which typically is very healthy. And like Drew said, yeah, more about the taste than actually what it is. And that's definitely me. I could care less what it is. If it tastes good, it's going down the hatch.
The belly wasn't built on
Agreed.
broccoli.
What are people saying on Facebook?
Let's see.
There's a lot of interesting comments, actually. Where's the one I just pulled up a moment ago from Sasha? I thought this was funny, Rod, because it involved you. She says, I love veggies, but if we get that snowstorm we're talking about, I'm pretty sure all those diets are going to go out the window for all those people. I guess it's harder to keep that going if you're stuck
Yeah,
in the
stock
house.
the freezer.
Yeah.
So John A. Phillips says, no, I will not give up meat for January. That's the dumbest thing I've heard.
Whoa, who's this, John?
Yeah, this is John
Can I
Phillips.
salute John for a second? John, I salute you.
Dumb's a strong word.
Let's see. Kate says, yes, I can. Done it before. And Kimmy says, yes, I haven't had beef or pork in 3 years
Wow.
and other meat in 3 months.
So
Going
chicken probably, or
pescatarian.
fish. Yeah. What does she call
I
it?
would
pescatarian.
I need to eat
haven't
more
heard of that
fish.
one.
I'm just scared
Only
because I
fish?
don't know.
Only
Like when you go to the fish counter or whatever,
yeah.
and you see all these different ones, I'm like, I don't
Right.
really know how to like.
We
prepare
never buy
that.
fish at the store, to be honest with you.
I know it's like salmon or halibut or shrimp, and like that's all. That's my
Crab.
comfort zone.
Yeah,
A
you know what?
crab, yeah.
Because I don't really love a good steak. If somebody else makes it or out at a nice restaurant,
Yeah.
I like. But I don't know how to cook it. I don't cook it. It's usually too tough. I don't season it right. I am a disaster with red meat.
On the grill or
Yeah,
something.
I mean, so when I
seared
look at
high.
that meat counter, I'm like, I don't even know what all those cuts are.
Right.
But you have a wine person. You need a meat counter person.
I do.
You
Jose
need a meat counter
at
person.
QFC, I do have one.
Yeah, well, you got to get a meat
I
counter
need lots
person
of
too.
help.
Because all I know are carbs and protein. It's like I'm not used to this other style of eating without meat. But I will say, like sometimes when I start my day and I don't have enough protein, like you get that feeling like I need to stick
Yes.
something in, and like like my body like craves that meat. But I will say, even at a nice restaurant with a well prepared steak, to me that is kind of boring. Like I never just order the steak when we go out because I
Me
like
neither.
flavors.
Yeah, because
and-
I'm like,
and-
I can make that at
Well,
home.
that's me. I
And
can
so
do
I'm
a
like,
steak.
I want to
at
get
home.
something that
But
I can't
make
get
at home. Yeah,
Yeah.
you and I are the same.
I do think there is something.
and yet you're different. But go ahead.
Something about that protein in the morning, especially when we get up so early. Years ago, I started eating dinner food for breakfast because I would do like cereal or a bagel, and invariably you get that
Oh, yeah, they do
spike
nothing
in
for you,
sugar,
Rash.
and then it's like you feel tired.
I'll have a bowl
and
of pot roast,
Yeah, no, I don't.
It worked. It really, I didn't realize
Yeah,
this
it did.
growing up, right, as a kid. But my goodness, is there anything more empty in terms of diet than cereal?
Oh, no.
I mean,
yeah,
it is.
there's nothing
sugar.
to
You could
Just
fill
sugar
a
and
huge bowl and just eat and go, oh, I'm going to finish the whole thing, and then you're done. Like, what the heck? I'm not even.
Yeah.
I'm not full.
I had nothing, basically.
You got to add some toast with it, and add some bacon to make a toast bacon sandwich.
more
You're getting
sugary
someplace.
carbs.
So I asked Brenda, bring in your avocado chocolate pudding because we want to taste that here on the show. Okay, another fun question while your comments are rolling in. We asked, Come over here, camera Jay.
I have no idea where this
I miss being in the
conversation's going.
studio. Right? Walk, we
I like
talk.
this question. This is cool.
What career would you have if money were no object? You didn't have to worry about paying the bills or a low paycheck. Like, what would you do?
Yeah.
44 comments so far, and I love some of these. Joey would start a nonprofit foundation for medical research. Palani would be a cook for my own restaurant. That looks like a delicious cheesecake.
Nice.
Jamie says she would do what she does now, or be an NFL sportscaster.
That's awesome.
fun.
Yeah, all right.
Physician's assistant from Curtis. Sue loved her job as an ODOT dispatcher. Let's see, Tanya would still be a mom. She loves it, so rewarding. Nikki would be a nonprofit organizer. We've got a florist here, math tutor.
Florist, I like that.
Owning a bakery. Krista, best-selling author. Lorraine, professional student. Flower delivery. Stay-at-home grandma, physician's assistant, travel journalist. I would love to do that.
Travel journalist.
Colette, own my own bakery, cake decorator. A lot of bakers here.
Wow.
Architect. That reminds me of George Costanza. Brett wants to be a musician. Amy, this was one I kind of picked, was like zookeeper. I would love to work at the zoo.
With the animals,
like
yeah.
feeding the animals, or just you get to be
Yeah.
outside, and I think that would be really fun.
Can you even imagine a life where you weren't thinking about money? I mean, so much, sadly, of our lives are determined by the cash flow.
Yep.
Right.
And I've also come to the conclusion now, as I approach 46, that like I will never be at a point in life where I'm not concerned about money in some way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? It's just like it's always going to dictate how we live and what we do.
Powerball tonight is just over $250 million.
And something about that, the lottery, honestly, I feel like if I won that, that would not
screw it up.
Yeah, not only I would screw it up, but that would add a whole other set of responsibilities and pressures to your life. I really do think that.
Oh,
Like
I think that's
it
true.
could even ruin it.
Sure.
Everybody,
But I would give it a go.
Well, I like the freedom, of getting just to pick what you want to do. And we actually had some people, like the NBC sportscaster. Now, if you're good at that, you're going to make a lot of money. So it's interesting. A lot of those jobs that people picked out, physician's assistant, you make a pretty good living. They weren't all just no cash jobs.
Yeah.
I think I'd be a professional traveler. I would just take off and be gone for a long time.
Yeah.
I feel like there's something that would come with that lottery winning that you don't see coming that would be bad for your life. And I'm talking about like your relationship with your kids.
You feel
Check
like
this
a
out.
superstitious
Your
kind of
relationship
No,
with
not
your
at all.
kids?
Because maybe I don't know your kids well enough, but maybe you get to this point where like now they think like
all right.
we're on easy street too, and like something happens where they're never happy with what you're giving them or the money that you got, and it divides you. And now you look back and go, man, the lottery ruined my relationship with my children. Is it
all
worth
those
winning?
documentaries about
I just think you have to be really careful.
I totally agree.
And I'm not that careful with my life.
I'm going for it. You going for it, Brenda? I'm going for
Absolutely.
it. Brenda and I are going
I can
for it.
handle it. I can handle the pressure.
Just to win enough to like pay off your mortgage, so you didn't have that payment, but you still had to work.
Right.
You know.
I think I would want to work doing something.
Yeah.
Maybe it wouldn't be, whatever, like just a grind job, but I would not want to ever just totally check out.
Then there's
What would
just
you do
guilt.
if you could? You two, what would you guys want to do?
I can go to my favorite
You
golf
had so
course,
many
Camas
jobs.
Meadows. I'm just going to work in the pro shop and hang out all day.
You would live in Camas if it were no.
I wouldn't live in Camas.
Would you live
No offense, Camas. That came out bad.
No, I mean, like,
Camas
would
is
you
wonderful.
live here, or would you live in like some crazy country or some other place in golf?
I don't know. I mean, I always say, you know what I always say my dream is that if I win the big lottery, I would move to Lake Tahoe and open up Rod's Chili House, a restaurant for chili, on the lake.
Really?
I always say that would be my fantasy if I won the big jackpot lottery.
And you would do that immediately, like tell the station, hey, I'm not coming to work next week, and you would go do that.
I wouldn't even tell you. I'd just be gone.
Well, what about
you would
your
figure
daughter?
out I was gone.
Does your daughter want to do that?
She likes chili.
She probably doesn't want to do that, though.
They have an ice skating rink at South Lake Tahoe.
See, you think it's a
She'd be
grand
fine.
idea, but there's going to be a problem.
My wife is on board. I will tell you that with moving to Tahoe.
That's all that matters.
Even
That's
if
all
I
that
won the
matters.
lottery for enough to pay off the house, I would have guilt because I would think of my sister. This is the truth. Not that I'm a great brother by any means, but I would think of her and I'd feel guilty like, man, my sister still has to pay for her mortgage.
Well,
She
you would
probably
pay
hates
it off if you won the big lottery.
we were talking about maybe just enough to pay off your house.
Oh, your
it's
own
never going to be
house.
enough. Because what if I win enough to pay off my house and my sister's house? What about my wife's sister's house?
What about your
How
coworkers'
can
houses?
Ruin a great fantasy
it's
of
not a great
winning
fantasy.
millions
He's
of
right,
dollars.
though.
It's
I
not a
think
great
about that
fantasy.
stuff, too.
Anyone who
It
thinks that
is.
winning the lottery is a great fantasy needs to stop it.
Yeah,
It is. It's a
It's a life
fantasy.
ruiner.
Come on. Come to
better off not
Rod's
winning.
Chili House at Lake Tahoe. Be happy. Have a seat.
You know what? I'm going to stay back here where your daughter decided to live.
A topping bar, about 6 different types of chili. And of course, some sides like beer, nachos, and stuff like
But
that.
would you really, I mean, I think of you as an absolute science geek and you love weather. I feel like it is
It's still
so
good
much.
weather.
Would you
Tahoe?
ever just kind of like give it up and walk away to do chili?
No, I have no desire to not. I would keep my hands in weather forecasting somehow.
See, I know.
Like maybe on the days that I
knew.
got the forecast right, I give a 1% discount. When I missed the forecast, I would give 25% off today at Rod's Chili House.
I like it. I mean, I feel fortunate in that way, is that my favorite thing to do are the interviews where I get to go out and meet people and talk to people. I love doing that. I mean, I feel like that's when I'm in my flow. And so I feel lucky that I get to do what I really do love to do after all these years. I still do.
What is
The
this?
hours that we keep
Right.
are a little
Yeah.
because they're so early. But I love the act of talking to people.
Yeah.
That's a good approach. I mean, yeah, it's good that you have that.
Yeah.
That helps you get through the workday.
You don't have that, do you?
No, it scares me to think my favorite part of the workday is when I'm driving home.
That's, I would say most people are probably in that category, right?
man.
Best part of the day, quitting
I want
time.
to do like an Anthony Bourdain style, where you get to travel, see the world, and meet people and find out about their life
Yeah, that would
through
be-
food. And, you know,
Right.
you sit down and have a meal
Amazing.
together, and you just learn about,
Yeah.
Yes.
you know, household customs and what the town is like, and religion, and all that
And I
stuff.
do think there's something to longevity, because the people that I've been interviewing for Carpool, we've like hit a stretch of 80 and 90-year-olds.
Right.
And Bill Schonley told me that. He goes, as long as I'm able to do something, I will. He said, my job is my hobby. He loves it. He never wants to just like go home and, you know, stop working.
Yeah.
Good for him.
I was like, wow, that's a gift.
I do like movies. Maybe I could be involved in movie making without having to actually write the scripts, because that seems like it would be very difficult. But you get involved in the movie making process, and then maybe you make movies, and the gross from those movies goes to nonprofit organizations.
I like it.
Yeah.
Would
Thank
you be the
Thank
director?
you for asking the question.
The producer?
Co-something.
Okay.
There would be all those key positions would be filled by people who can do the job well, and then I would help them.
I don't really support you. Hey, thank you guys for having fun with us today. We will see you tomorrow for Sunrise Extra. Bye.
I would love open